Hey everybody, what is up? It is Robbie. Before I kick this video off, I just wanted to apologize for the road noise over there and for the wind noise because it is a cloudy and damp day. But anyway, why am I here today? Why am I in this field, in this wind, next to this street? Well, I'm here today to talk to you about used modifications. More specifically, which modifications you can buy used versus which ones you should definitely buy new. Now, I bring this topic up because I see a lot of Speed 3 owners picking up used parts off the Facebook groups, and it just kind of got me thinking, which ones are safe to run even though they're used versus which ones you should probably just penny up for and buy new. But that's what the video is going to be about today. I'm going to go through, look at some individual mods on my car, and tell you guys whether or not you should buy them used. And if you are going to buy them used, what you should look out for. Okay guys, so for the first mod, I figured I'd talk about something pretty ubiquitous amongst all cars, whether it's NA or boosted, and that is an intake. So, like I said, you can find them on most anything, so they are on the buy-sell trades a lot. So you can find them used very easily, but should you buy them used? And the answer is, yeah. I mean, if you don't have the money to buy a newer intake, of course look at the used market. Now, I say that because there's not a lot that can really hurt an intake. It's not one of those things that would be a bad idea to buy used. Now, if you do buy them used, there are a few things to look for, such as cone health and whether or not a hole has been rubbed or some rubbing. As you can see that my intake elbow and my blow-off valve piping rubbed together, so I put another piece of hose there. But there's no hole. It works. So can you buy an intake used? 100% yes. I would honestly probably start looking used before I look new, because most of the time you can find a good deal because they are on every car. So a lot of people are trying to get rid of them. Either they wreck their car or they're upgrading, so you can always find them used. So for an intake, can you buy it used? Of course you can buy it used. Okay guys, the second modification we are going to be discussing today is intercoolers and intercooler kits. Are they safe to buy used? And the answer is, they can be. Now, why do I know the answer to that? Well, it's because I'm actually running a used intercooler kit on my Speed 3. It is a CX Racing kit from a 2011 Speed 3 that has now been on my car for about a year. It's been working flawlessly. Besides, the initial install was hard, but it works now. No boost leaks, nothing like that. So you can for sure buy them used, but there are a few things to look out for. Now, the first thing, which is probably the main thing you want to look out for when buying a used intercooler, is the core health, or the fin health, I guess we could say that. Now, what I mean by that is, well, if you don't know, I guess you can go look on your car. Intercoolers have these fins on them. Now, these fins take in air and cool off the air passing through the intercooler. So that's how you get cooler boosted temps, or cooler boost air temperatures. But if these fins are damaged or bent, you won't be flowing as much cool air as you can. So you'll be hurting your gains and your consistency and all that kind of stuff. So it's really important that when you buy a used intercooler, that those fins are majority straight and majority lined, because that way you're getting the coolest boost temps possible. Now, for a front mount kit, there are more things you have to watch out for than a top mount kit. And that's basically because, well, it's a lot of piping on a front mount, so it means a lot of stuff can rub. Now, if I'm going to be more specific, you want to watch out for this pipe right here on the Speed 3, because this touches it. This AC line will touch it, and this AC line will touch it as well. So you have 3 points of extra contact rubbing this line. Now, most of the time the piping will win because it did blow a hole in my AC line. So the intercooler piping will win, whether that's good or bad. So it's just something to watch out for. You also want to watch out for silicone hose health, because once those start to deteriorate, you will start to develop boost leaks, and that's not good. So can you buy a used intercooler core or used intercooler kit? Of course you can. You just want to make sure that the fins are healthy and that there are no holes anywhere within the piping. Now that being said, it's probably a much safer bet to buy a used top mount kit than a used front mount kit. So if you're gonna look used, look top mount first, then look front mount. But anyway, yep, that's it for that. Okay guys, the next mod we are going to be discussing is a boost control solenoid. So this is my Grimspeed boost control solenoid, and I actually bought it used from Buddy. Now, the only thing I had to do was replace the vacuum lines. So I think I got it for like 70 bucks, and I just had to replace the vacuum lines, which is really easy. And if you order more, it gives you more leeway in terms of cutting these to length. So can you buy it used? Of course. The only real thing you have to watch out for are the fittings and these lines themselves, because they do rub up on things, as you can see. But can you buy it used? Of course. I'd probably start looking that way because they are kind of expensive new, and they're way cheaper on eBay. Okay guys, modification number 4, fuel pump. Should you buy a high pressure fuel pump used? No, you should not. Doesn't matter how good of a deal you're getting, you should not buy used internals. Now why? Well, it's because cars rely too much on these systems, and it's too risky to put a used pump in there. You don't know what kind of abuse it saw, you don't know where it was, you don't know if it leaned out, you don't know if it was already damaged in some way or cracked and it's just a ticking time bomb. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to buy used internals because it's too risky. So I know they're more expensive to buy new, but it's definitely worth it. Because you don't want to be that sucker that goes zoom zoom boom because you bought a used fuel pump and it can't put out. So anyway, that's that. Real quick and easy. Don't buy used internals. It's actually the main reason I made the video, because I saw somebody buy used internals and they broke. But okay guys, so for the 5th and final mod we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about catbacks. Can you buy them used? And the answer to that, let's just be short and sweet, is yes. You can buy used catbacks. I'd almost recommend it. And that's because new catbacks are just too expensive. I mean, who wants to spend $500 for something that'll make your car louder but not any faster? You just kind of look like a fuckboy. So, can you buy them used? Yes. Are there things to look out for? For sure. If you're going to buy a used catback, you definitely want to look at the length of the pipe to make sure that there's no cracks along any of the welds or any holes from rubbing. Maybe it was on a low car, so maybe rubbed a hole in when, you know, they bang the pavement. I don't know, but it's just something to look out for. Other than that, they're usually designed very well. They're usually made out of high quality materials, so even if they dent, they won't necessarily have a hole in them, and they're meant to last. So can you buy a used catback? For sure. Would I recommend it? Yeah. Okay guys, with this change of location, this will mark the end of the video. I tried to make it a little bit more lighthearted, a little more funny, and I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or you want to argue with me, just post something in the comments and I'll be right there when I can. Anyway, hope you guys have a nice weekend. You're my roommate's cars. Peace.